What's up, LEGO fans? This is Tom from True North Bricks, and I'm coming at you with another episode of Bargain Brick Hunting. So, if you remember, 2 weeks ago I shared with you a video in which I had purchased a 30-pound bin of LEGO bricks off of Facebook Marketplace. So, in that first video I teased some of the sets that were coming, so some of the sets that I'm trying to part out from that. And one of those sets was the reason that I actually bought the bin in the first place. And that was because I saw a pirate ship hull hidden among the varied pieces that were in the bin. So in my first video, I suspected that this set was actually set 6271, which is the Imperial Flagship that was released in 1992. Now, I have parted out the set already just to make sure that all of the pieces are there for this video, and I was indeed correct. It is the Imperial Flagship. So a little bit of background about this. This was from the original Pirates theme that came out in 1989 and continued for a few years afterwards. It contained 317 pieces. It had 4 minifigures. Now, I also found out that this set originally retailed for $54.99 here in Canada. Now, that pricing information was surprisingly difficult to come by. So I scoured the internet for this information. It's very easy to find the American price for this set, which was $50. But it was very difficult, like I said, to find the Canadian price for this set. Now, as a LEGO brand ambassador, I was able to reach out to the LEGO group and actually ask them, do you know how much this set cost in Canada back in 1992? And the answer was surprisingly no. They did not have the historical documentation going back that far. So I had to resort to other means. I did a lot of researching, and I actually ended up finding an old Consumers Distributors catalog from 1992. Now, Consumers Distributors is a chain of stores that no longer exists. So once upon a time, they existed across Canada, and it was a concept where you went into a boutique or a store, but you didn't actually pick the products off the shelves yourself. There was no stock in their showroom. So you filled out this little form with information from the catalog that you were able to see on a countertop. You gave the form to an employee behind the counter, and they went into a warehouse and they pulled the product for you, and then you were able to buy it. So in this case, because of that Consumers Distributors catalog, I was able to find out that this set was $54.99 initially here in Canada. Now, in terms of the parts, this set was 93% complete straight out of the big 30-pound bin of LEGO that I got. So I did have to order some parts off of Bricklink, which does increase how much I spent on this set, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the video. So for now, as you can see, I have parted it out. I have all 3 sails. So only one of the sails was in the actual bin. I had to order 2 of them off of Bricklink. So those were the priciest pieces, the sails. And then surprisingly, actually, there's this little blue piece that is called a palm tree top, I think, when you look it up on Bricklink. This piece, I think, only appeared in 2 or 3 pirate sets in the late 80s and early 90s. And it's very hard to find. Like, I have tons of these in black and brown, but I had none in my own collection in blue. One of them came in the bin, but the set requires 2. So this piece, if you look on Bricklink, costs over $30 for 1 brick because it's so rare. So I was able to get one for a bit less than that. I paid $20 for it, but again, that pulled up the price of this set quite a bit for me. So the sales were $75, the 2 sales that I was missing, because I wanted the original ones. You can get non-genuine sales that look almost exactly the same. They're laser cut, they're printed, and they're a lot cheaper, but I wanted to have the authentic set, so I scoured Bricklink and eBay trying to find the original sales that actually came with this ship that are kind of in a tannish color. They're not pure white, and I ended up getting them, so I was quite happy with that. The other odds and ends that were missing from this set were all just tiny pieces. Most of them I was able to actually find in my own collection, so I didn't really have to order them. But if I look on Bricklink, the additional pieces in this set would have cost me about 25 bucks. but they were all little things that are fairly common. So really it was that blue palm tree top piece and the sales that really skyrocketed the price of this set for me. But again, we'll talk about what type of deal I got on this towards the end of the video. All right, so I'm gonna start building this set now. So the instructions did not come with the set. So I'm going to be looking at those online. You can find the instructions for a lot of Lego sets directly from lego.com, but this is such an old set that you can't actually get the instructions anymore directly from Lego. So I'm going to be looking at another site where you can get pictures. I think it's called brickinstructions.com. So you can get pictures of really old sets. It's a little bit annoying because they're not a PDF, so you actually have to file through picture by picture in order to see the instructions, but that's all I can do at this point. So other than that, we're going to get started. I'm going to build this set, and then we'll have a look at the completed kit with a little bit more information about the cost and such afterwards. Alright, so I've assembled the Imperial Flagship, which was set 6271 from 1992. So it took me 57 minutes, so just under an hour in order to complete this. And I have to say that some of that time didn't actually go to straightforward building. It went to flipping back and forth through the instructions, trying to figure out what pieces I missed. So the instruction manuals of 1992 are not quite as easy to follow as the instruction manuals of today. You don't get the nice highlighted pieces that show you what's being added at every step. So a lot of the time I missed things and I had to go back and fix them. So I kind of forgot that that's what the classic way of building used to be. But the set looks pretty amazing. I'm quite happy with it. So like I said at the beginning of the video, this set was 93% complete. I had to buy a few little pieces that didn't cost very much, and I had to buy 3 parts that cost a lot. So the big sails here, those were missing. The set included the smaller sail up front, so I spent about $75 on buying original sails for this ship, and then of course one of these blue palm tree tops, as they're called, which are used as a light in this set. I had to spend $20 on that. So in all, I spent, with all the little pieces I had to order from Bricklink, I spent just under $120 on spare parts to complete this set. So all the pieces are here, and it is all authentic Lego, including the original string. So the string was included with the set. However, when I was assembling it, I noticed that the previous owner had cut the string so that it went from the front to the back here. But both pieces of the string were still in the box, so I just kind of made a little knot at the bottom here so that I could install the string the way that it was originally meant to be installed. Now if I look at the price of the overall bin, so again I paid $280 for the whole bin, the 30 pounds of Lego. So 30 pounds is about 13.6 kilograms. So taking that into consideration, I paid about 2 cents per gram of Lego. Now I weighed this boat right before continuing to film, and it is 462.6 grams when it is fully built. So based on that, most of the pieces, so 93% of this ship, cost me $9.25. So if I add on to that the $118.70 that I had to spend to get the spare parts and the sails, the whole ship cost me $127.95, which is actually still pretty amazing. Despite the fact that this set cost $55 when it was originally on sale in stores, the average used price for this ship right now is $295 on Bricklink. So again, I paid about $128, so I got it quite a bit cheaper than I would have if I'd bought the set complete on Bricklink. And I am pretty convinced that if I wanted to sell this, I could get that $295 because it has all the original parts, the original sails, it has the original string. There's no instructions and no box, but if you look at the cheaper sets that are available on Bricklink, they tend to be missing pieces, and they tend to be missing sails or strings or minifigures or minifigure parts or something like that. So this is complete. So I would say that it is actually well worth the $295 that I could get for it if I wanted to. But I think I got a pretty good deal having paid $128 for it in the end with all the spare parts I had to order. So that was this week's episode of Bargain Bricks. Be sure to tune in next week as I start to assemble another set from my 30-pound bin. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.